Want some taste, then some taste other than the chicken. Put salt. What kind of salt do you guys use?
Red stuff, pink red.
Sea salt?
Sea salt, very good.
Sea salt is better than table salt, the iodized salt. It is, but it still has only like 3 or 4 minerals in it because they refine sea salt. Even the French sea salt. It looks better, it's coarser, but it's still refined. So you have to buy either Celtic salt or Himalayan salt. Or I think Whole Foods has Redstone salt that has 55 minerals in it. Celtic salt has the natural minerals, and it's about 80 minerals in Celtic salt. You order that from the Grain and Salt Society, grainandsalt.com. So it's Grain and Salt Society. Or Himalayan salt. Himalayan salt, if you buy it around here, is very, very expensive. Go online, saltworks.com, and you can buy it in 5-pound bags, and it's only like $4 a pound, something like that, $4 or $5 a pound.
And I'm a salt lover, so.
You're a salt lover.
Boy, you can really taste that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And it is good for blood pressure. It's amazing. It's totally amazing. So back to the chicken broth. If you want any more taste, then you don't have to be a cook either. Let's see. Where did I brought? Just take an onion, cut it in half. Take the paper out and then throw it in here. You don't have to fancy slice it or anything. Just throw it in. Take a big clove of garlic, slice it in half so that the inside is exposed. Throw out some of the peels that come off and throw it in here. A couple of bay leaves if you want. Celery if you want, right. You can throw the kitchen sink in here if you want. But what is important is the chicken. And some salt. If you have tamari, you can put tamari in it, but you don't need that at all. It's really up to you to be creative once you have the basic broth. And what you can do with it is amazing. The broth by itself is fine. In fact, I just made some last night. So what you do when the broth is cooked is you cool it down, and then you take another pot, or you take something like this is what I found, in the place that I'm renting, and you put a strainer on it. Which is, Vic, do you see it? Did I bring it or not? Anyway, it's a colander. You put a colander, and then you strain the broth and throw out the bones. Because when it's after 12 hours, it'll be like mush. So all you do is you strain the broth, and then you pour it into a jar like this. And if you're like me and on the go all the time, you lose the tops to these things. Don't worry about it. Just put a piece of paper over it and seal it like this, okay? And the other thing too is you see the fat at the top, that's chicken fat. What do you do with chicken fat? I used to throw it away, but it is, it's for what?
For noodles.
For noodles, exactly. Your chicken fat is very, yeah.
You put it all over your hand.
This is the fat I use now. I used to use coconut oil, I used to use ghee as my cooking fat because vegetable oil gets distorted, gets damaged, so you don't want vegetable, not even olive oil. Olive oil also gets distorted. Right. So now all I use is chicken fat because I make so much chicken broth that I have chicken fat up the yin yang. And it's very tasty. So a breakfast, a really good breakfast, is fried eggs. You all like fat, right? Fat is really, really good. So we take some of the chicken fat, put it in a small pan, and no Teflon. It's got to be cast iron or ceramic because Teflon is very bad. So you use the chicken fat, put your eggs in, cover it up, and in 2 minutes it's done. Isn't that a good breakfast? And it really tastes good too. And so I use chicken fat for everything that I need for cooking. Any questions about that?